Golden tip number 3, don't babble.
What is one of your greatest strengths?
I'd say it's going to be a toss-up because, you can't split hairs here. And when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you can't beat around the bush. And at the end of the day, I think that I'm very reliable.
Hello, everybody. Steve Ford here. Do you feel nervous about your next job interview? Well, you're not alone, and I have 5 golden tips to help you to feel more comfortable in your next job interview. So let's go. The first golden tip, and this can happen to non-native speakers, it can also happen to native speakers, is using and ah too much. And there's a reason for this. Number 1 is because it can show that you lack self-confidence. And number 2, it can make it hard for the interviewer to understand what you're actually trying to say. For example, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, I worked for 10 years as a computer programmer. And,
Hey everybody, are you enjoying this English lesson? If you are, please give it a like, subscribe, share, and please leave a comment. It really helps my work on YouTube. So 2 solutions for this, and I know this from personal experience, is that you want to record yourself, practice before you actually do a job interview. I know a lot of people, they don't like listening to a recording of themselves, but in this case, it is really important. And that way you can start to hear all of the and ahs that you're using. That's the first solution. The second solution is that you can replace those and ahs. So you could say, for example, in fact, as a matter of fact, come to think of it. This next golden tip is very important, and we want to try to be not too formal in the way we speak.
Can you tell me something about your last job?
indeed, it was of the utmost importance to have worked for such a wondrous company. It was indubitably and fundamentally a formidable career choice. Notwithstanding, I am presently setting my sights on shooting for the stars.
But at the same time, we also don't want to be too casual.
Well, totally. It was so cool working at such a cool company. And I mean, well, it was sweet and, well, cool. Hands down.
In both cases, you can come across great phrasal verb. That means that you can be perceived as someone who is not sincere. So try to strike a balance. That means make a balance between the formal and the casual. Solution, I would say that the last 10 years at my former job were very rewarding. I feel I lucked in by making a good career choice, and now I'm ready to take the next step. Golden tip number 3, don't babble.
What is one of your greatest strengths?
I'd say it's going to be a toss-up because, you can't split hairs here. And when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you can't beat around the bush. And at the end of the day, I think that I'm very reliable.
And talking too slowly.
My greatest strength? Well, I think my greatest strength. Whew. I think my greatest strength is I make quick decisions.
One of my greatest strengths is that I'm able to take on tasks with little supervision. I like to hit the ground running when I receive a task because I want to make sure that I can meet all deadlines, especially if they are tight deadlines. So you can see that I'm using a nice idiomatic expression there, to hit the ground running. That simply means that you are very proactive when you receive a task and that you just start doing it. You hit the ground running. Another good collocation there was to meet deadlines. That's used a lot at work. Also to meet tight deadlines. Tight deadlines meaning that you have a very limited time to complete the task. This next golden tip, and I can't stress this enough, this is playing the game of risky grammar, risky vocabulary.
Are you comfortable being a team player?
In my last job, I am used to work on a team which was very rewarding. If any team member would need me, I would help them. Long story, short story, I'm a team player.
Avoid complicated verb tenses. You could say, in my last job, I often worked on a team which was very rewarding. When my team members needed me, I was always there to help them. To sum up, I consider myself a team player. Now, in that last little part, long story, short story is actually incorrect. We would say long story short, which means the same as to sum up. My bonus tip for do's and don'ts today is try to avoid saying too many times, "Can you repeat that?" "Sorry, can you repeat that?" Because the more times you use that, the more the interviewer is going to know that your English listening skills aren't very good. The solution for this would be the following. You could say, and write this one down, "Sorry, I don't follow you." "Sorry, I don't follow you." So this means exactly the same thing, but it kind of puts the ball back in the court of the interviewer, because maybe the interviewer is thinking, well, maybe I asked the question in an unclear way. So that's a good one. And there's another one you can use in place of "Sorry, can you repeat that?" which is, "I'm not quite clear on what you just said. I'm not quite clear." Okay, everybody, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I am going to be putting a quiz on my website for you to practice a lot of these phrasal verbs, a lot of these collocations that we use in a job interview. And I also have a very good model job interview that you will be able to download, and I will leave a link below for that as well. It will also have not only the video, but also the script for the dialogue. So I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. If you need more help with private lessons, I do give private lessons for job interview preparation and business English, and you can contact me at the link below this video as well. And I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson. Bye, everybody.